Let's look at this question from CAT 2017 DILR section slot 1. Applicants for the doctoral programs at Amby Institute of Engineering and Damby Institute of Engineering have to appear for a common entrance test. The test has 3 sections: physics, chemistry and maths. Among those appearing for CET, those at or above 80th percentile in at least 2 sections and at or above 90th percentile overall are selected for the advanced entrance test conducted by AIE. AET is used by AIE for final selection. For the 200 candidates who were at or above the 90th percentile overall based on CET, the following are known about their performance in CET. No one is below 80th percentile in all the 3 sections. 150 are at or above 80th percentile in exactly 2 sections. The number of candidates at or above 80th percentile only in P is same as the number of candidates at or above 80th percentile only in C. The same is the number of candidates at or above 80th percentile only N. Okay. The number of candidates below 80th percentile. Okay, so this is worth recording. This below 80th percentile should give me something extra. Again, below 80th percentile in C and below 80th percentile in M. So these have to be interpreted something differently. Then you have to talk of BIE. BIE uses a different process for selection. If any candidate appearing in the AET by AIE, BIE considers their AET score for final selection provided the candidate is at or above 80th percentile in P. Okay, so they have a special focus of the section on physics. Any other candidate at or above 80th percentile in P in CET but who is not eligible for AET is required to appear in a separate test to be conducted by BIE for being considered for final selection. Altogether, there are 400 candidates this year who are at or above. Okay, we have to also take care of this information point. At or above 80th percentile in P. Based on the language of the question and the conditions given, hopefully you can infer that this is a set theory question, and this is a, because the question's subpart starts with if, 3 subparts start with if, and the only one question that does not start with if has options in the form of or. Maybe you can infer from here that there are multiple cases possible. Okay, let's try and make a Venn diagram out of this. We have 3 sets: physics, chemistry and maths. Physics, chemistry and maths. Okay, and these people, they have scored 90 plus percentile. The people who are getting represented in this have scored 90 plus percentile. Okay, 200 candidates who are at or above 90th percentile overall. So there are 200 people here in total. Okay, no one is below 80th percentile in all 3 sections. So you can be below 80th percentile. No one is below 80th percentile in all 3 sections. You cannot be below 80th percentile in all 3 sections. Okay, so everyone here is above 80 percentile in physics or chemistry or maths. Fine. 150 are at or above 80th percentile in exactly 2 sections. Okay, let's record this. If this region is A, this region is B, and this region is C, I currently have A plus B plus C is equal to 150. Okay, the number of candidates at or above 80th percentile only in P is the same as the number of candidates at or above 80th percentile only in P, only in C. The same is the number of candidates at or above 80th percentile only in M. So if you had X people here, X people here, and X people here, these 3 would be equal. Fine. Okay, now see, we have managed to name all regions except the one in the middle. Let's also name that. Because we've been told A plus B plus C is 150, A, B, C is 150, can you come to the conclusion 3x plus z should be equal to 50 because there were a total of 200 candidates? This is one conclusion that we can draw. Then for statement 4, number of candidates below 80th percentile in P. Number of candidates below 80th percentile in P would be these 3 regions. who got 80 plus percentile only in M, 80 plus percentile only in C, 80 plus percentile in both M and C but not P. So these three regions is to the number of candidates below 80th percentile in C. Below 80th percentile in C would be these three regions, 2x plus B. These two are in the ratio 4:2 or 2:1. So I can say 2x plus C is equal to 2 times of 2x plus B, or 2x plus C is equal to 4x plus 2B, or C is equal to 2x plus 2B. Fine. The other thing I can talk of is number of candidates below 80th percentile in C and number of candidates below 80th percentile in M are also in the ratio 2:1. In C, we get 2x plus B is equal to 2 times of 2x plus A. Now, people who have scored below 80th percentile in M would be these three regions. From here, I will get the same result. B is equal to 2x plus 2A. Now see, our problem here is that we have many variables. We have to try and reduce it down to as few variables as we can. I know C and B are related. I know B and A are related. So let me try and turn this C in terms of A only. So I'll get 2x plus 2 times of 2x plus 2A, or C is equal to 6x plus 4A. Once we get here, now look at this equation. A plus 2x plus 2A plus 6x plus 4A is equal to 150, or altogether I will get 8x plus 7A is equal to 150. I have these two equations to play with. 8x plus 7a is equal to 150 and 3x plus z is equal to 50. So let me play with them now. Look at possible cases. 3x plus z is equal to 50 and 8x plus 7a is equal to 150. We have to find out acceptable values for x that also satisfy this equation and also satisfy this equation. Okay, let's see if the smallest possible case that I can work with here is a has to be an even number. 8x is even, 150 is even, a has to be an even number. So let a be 2. If a is 2, it becomes 14. 150 minus 14 is 136. 136 divided by 8 is 17. So yes, I have got my first acceptable case. 8 into 17 plus 7 into 2. First acceptable case is out. If first acceptable case is out, the next possible case would be a will increase by 8, x will reduce by 7. So if a increases by 8, I get 10. X reduces by 7, I get 10. This is also an acceptable case. Another case would be 8 and 3, and there will be no more cases here. The only acceptable cases for x and a, where both of them are whole numbers, are these three. Now this is not the end of our working, because we have to check which of these values of x will also satisfy this here. If I put x equal to 17 here, if I put x equal to 17, z will turn out to be negative, so this is unacceptable. If I put x equal to 10, z will be 20, so this is possible. If I put x equal to 3, z will be 41, so this is also possible. So all in all, we've got two possible cases. So we'll make two Venn diagrams to represent the two possible cases. This is physics, this is chemistry, this is maths. Z was the number in between, so you have 20 here, this was x, so this is 10, this is 10, this is 10. A was the number here, so this is 10. B, what was B? 2x plus 2a. Okay, so we are looking at this case, 2x plus 2a, 20 plus 20, I get 40 here, so this should be 40. And I know these three regions to add up to give me 150. 40 plus 10 plus 100, Yes, I have managed to complete the Venn diagram here. Let me make the other case. Physics, chemistry, and maths. X is now 3, so this is 3, this is 3, this is 3, this is 41. A is here 18. Okay, X plus A is 21, so B should be 42, double of that, and C should be the remaining value with 150. 42 plus 18 is 60, 150 minus 60 is 90, so this should be 90. So we've got our two cases. Let's get to individual questions. What can be best concluded about the number of candidates sitting for the separate test for BIE who were at or above the 90th percentile overall in CET? Okay, at above BIE. Who were the people sitting for BIE? You had to score 80 plus percentile in PE. You had to score 80 plus percentile in PE. If any candidate appears. Okay, 80 plus percentile in P, you had to calculate. Okay, above 90th percentile, all the people in this diagram were above 90th percentile. So people who had to appear for BIE additionally will be these people who are passing, who are getting above 90th percentile only in P. So this 3 and this 10, the two possible cases would be option A, 3 or 10. Next is, if the number of candidates who are at or above 90th percentile overall and also at above 80th percentile in all three sections in CET is actually a multiple of 5. The two cases we have are 20 and 41. So this is the case being talked of in the specific question. Actually a multiple of 5. What is the number of candidates who are at above 90th percentile overall and at or above 80th percentile in both P and M? Both P and M would mean these two regions. These two regions add up to give me 60. So answer to question number 2 will be 60. Now the third question, if the number of candidates who are at or above the 90th percentile overall and also at or above the 80th percentile in all three sections in CET is actually a multiple of 5. Okay, number of candidates who are at above 90th percentile overall and also at above 90th percentile in all three sections of CET actually a multiple of 5. Again the first case only. Then how many candidates were shortlisted for AT by AIE? People who were shortlisted for AT by AIE were these 4 regions. These were the people A, B, C and Z. So A, B, C added up to give me 150 plus 20 from Z. So I get 170 people. So answer for question number 3 will be 170. Last question. If the number of candidates who are at above 90th percentile overall and also are at above 80th percentile in CET is more than 100. Okay. How many candidates had to sit for a separate test for BI? Here, how many people are there in physics? 10, 10, 20, 40. There are only 80 people. Here, how many people are there? 42, 18 is 60, 16 plus 44. So here there are 104 people. So the last question talks of this second case. Of these people, how many had to sit for BI? These 3 people had to sit. But when you look at the options, you will see 3 is not even present there, which means we are missing some critical information point, which is this last line. Altogether, there are 400 candidates this year who are above 80th percentile in P. Of the 400 candidates who are above 80th percentile in P, these three groups have already, these 3 groups will qualify for AET, the next exam for AIE or AET, whatever it was. These 3 will not. So let me remove these 3 people. These are 101 people. You remove them, you get your answer as 299. Or the other way of thinking is, these are 104 people here. How many people are not represented? 296 out of the total 400. 104 people are represented here. 296 are not represented. So the people who would appear for the BIE exam will be 296 and 3. The answer will continue to remain 299. Therefore, the answer for question number 4 will be option A, 299.